Hello and welcome back to Quick Tip Tuesday, or Tuesdays, however you want to say it. Today I want to talk to you specifically about ways in which you might think about using your talents and gifts in one area of your life to help with the use of your voice. And I'm sure you can think of lots of areas and ways in which that could happen. I have three quick examples myself of how, from my own experiences, of how strengths and talents that I developed in one area of my life helped in another area. For me, for example, the first time that I ever gave a presentation, a psychological presentation, so to speak, was in Atlanta. So the first time I ever stood in front of a group of people to present research and, fellow psychologists and all that. I wasn't even a psychologist yet. I had my bachelor's degree only. I didn't even have my master's yet, let alone the doctorate. And it was quite nerve-wracking. But because of my years as a performer, I knew how to breathe to be calm and present my information and look professional and project my voice and all that, so that I did not appear as terrified as I really was. So that's one example from my own life. Another area, and actually it's another one in which my experiences as a performer helped me in my work as a psychologist, and that was when I was a forensic examiner. I was a forensic examiner for a couple of years, about not quite 3.5 years, and my job was to sit in the room with a person who was accused of a crime, to evaluate that person psychologically, and then make a recommendation to the court about what I felt would be the best route for that person and for society and things like that. So in that job, every now and then I was required by the judge or requested to come down and physically sit on the witness stand and give my expert testimony. Well, I did that for the first time, and shortly after I became a forensic examiner for the court. And I tell you, for anyone, the first time you do that, it's just a terrifying and nerve-wracking experience, because you're in front of not just the court but the attorneys. They're cross-examining you and you have to maintain your cool. So for me, when I did it, it was sorry, my light just went out. In this case, my light is my computer. There you go, computer screen. Anyway, and for me, in my case, the first time I did it, it was a super high-profile murder case. So it was even more nerve-wracking. There were extra cameras in my face and all that. But once again, I was able to call on my experiences as a live performer. I never would have thought that would come in handy with that kind of work, but it sure did. And it went very well. I was very professional. I was able to convey what I wanted to convey and remain calm, externally, and all of that. So it went really well. Yet again. And then my last example is one in which one area of music can translate into or help with another area of music. If you recall, I was talking in the last quick tip video when I discussed stamina with you, and I talked about Phyllis Hyman and how she shared that even though she was a seasoned performer, which she was, of course, that she found rapping to be a new challenge. Well, my third example is similar to that, sort of, kind of. I was talking to a friend recently, and she was marveling at how quickly I picked up rapping because, of course, on my album, as you know, I do rap. The album's called No Limits, and you can get it at CD Baby, cdbaby.com/Angela Celeste May. It's called No Limits. Anyway, go pick up a copy. Go. Anyway, so I rapped on that, and that was the first time that I had rapped. Well, what she didn't realize was, if you look at my background, I've been a writer, all my life. I've won awards for writing, so I had a real affinity for words and what is flowing or rapping, but using words rhythmically. So I had the word part down. I have dealt with complicated rhythms my whole life, with all the instruments that I've performed and studied and played. Violin and flute, and even as a vocalist as well, singing with chamber, and choral groups, traveling the world. We dealt with some complicated rhythms. So by the time I did rap for the first time, or by the time I flowed for the first time, I brought all of that experience, life experience and expertise and experiences and everything. I said experiences. Okay, anyway, I brought all of that to the table when I began. So she thought, she was thinking of me as being a beginner, but in reality, I brought all of that to it. And that was a big reason why, I've got a real good, strong ear for rhythms and stuff. So all of that is what you need to be able to flow and rap well. And that's what I brought to the table. So I challenge you today to, number one, think about other areas of your life away from the voice, your use of the voice, where you've developed talents and expertise and knowledge and experience and strengths, number one. And then number two, I challenge you to look at those areas in terms of how you might be able to use them, those attributes that you have for working with your voice. I hope you enjoyed today's quick tip. If you enjoyed this, if you found it helpful, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Click on it. Click the like button. And also leave me comments. I'd love for you to tell me what ways in your life you have found where other areas helped you with the use of your voice. In the meantime, subscribe also if you would. I so appreciate it. Oh, and one last thing. I want to thank my new subscribers. I'm so excited. I am getting new subscribers. I don't have 1,000 folks, but I love my subscribers, every one of you. So I thank you to those who've been with me for a while and stuck with me. And I forgot to look at the camera. I was looking over here. Anyway, and I welcome my new subscribers, and thank you all so much. God bless. Take care and take care of yourself. Talk to you later. I'm going to go finish my green tea and go eat that delicious dinner my husband has fixed. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.